Okay. I don't know where I was, but we're starting on repeat section 2. Rows 1 and 2 is what we're going to do tonight. And I was talking about my son, my daughter-in-law, and how yesterday was a very interesting day. My son and daughter-in-law, okay, we're going to knit 3. Hold on, let me get this started, and then we will start talking. We're going to knit 3. This is section 2, row 1. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to purl and knit 1 to the first stitch before marker. Okay, so purl and knit. Okay, so my son and daughter-in-law have gone to visit her folks over this week after the Thanksgiving holidays. That's when they usually go. And my husband and I, who are left here, have to take care of our grandkitties. And we both love our grandkitties. They're so sweet. And, I continuously feed my kitties. My kitties have food down all the time, and they do not abuse it. They only eat, what they want to eat, and I only have to refill their bowls once a day. Yeah, no, not my son and daughter-in-law. The grandkitties have got to be fed a very specific portion twice a day. Once at 10 and then once in the evening. So I've been doing the morning run, and my husband has been doing the evening run. And yesterday, I woke up to go do the morning run. And I have a 2013 Prius C. I love my baby. And I've got all of my, Bernie 16, Kamala stickers. I've got all kind of my political beliefs on the back of my car, okay? Because I want this to be the last car I ever have. I know that seems wild, but I don't drive that much anymore. I'm only 61, but I don't drive that much anymore. And I love my little baby Prius because, hippie and hybrid, and there you go. So I was doing good. Gonna go take care of the grandbabies. And I made it to the end of our block and went to turn onto the main street to get out of our suburb. And when I turned to go onto the main drag, my dashboard lit up like a fracking Christmas tree. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. What is the deal? And it was telling me, your hybrid system is compromised and you need to pull over to a safe place immediately and stop. And I thought, well, screw this. I'm going back home. So I turned around in the middle of the road, went back the block, or not even probably block, 3/4 of a block, back to my house. And that was what I did all day. I was like, okay, I don't have AAA, but I can join AAA, so I did that. And then I said, AAA, can y'all send somebody out here to check what's going on, and if it's something that needs to be towed, tow me. And that was like at 10:30 in the morning. At 3 o'clock, the frickin' AAA person finally came out for the initial check. And I'm like, I'm so glad I'm at home and on the side of the road. But anyway, the technician came out and he looked at me and he looked at the car and he said, if that's what it's saying, yeah, you need to be towed. So then I asked AAA, and you can't talk to a human, okay? None of these places can you talk to a human. I said, okay, I now need a tow. Can you please send me a tow? Well, the AI person came back and he said, yes, we will send you a tow, but what we have in here is your battery check. And I'm like, no, the battery check just happened and he couldn't do anything. I don't need somebody else to come out here in a Suburban. I need somebody to come out here in a tow truck to take me down the Toyota dealership. Because my car's telling me I'm not supposed to drive it, okay? So luckily my husband gets home usually around 3 o'clock. And, I've been telling him everything that's been happening. And he comes in and, sorry about the yawning. I'm on the phone with AAA trying to get the tow. And I told him, I said, call Toyota, our Toyota dealership, because it's 3 miles away, and ask them, can we drive the car in this condition, or is it going to blow up before we get there? Do we have to be towed? And so I'm on the phone with AAA trying to get the tow, and he's on the phone with Toyota dealership seeing if we can drive the car without having to get a tow, and sure enough we can. And so finally I get the AAA people back on, and I say, sorry, we don't need the tow. Toyota, because you can't tell me when you're going to get me the tow, and I've got to get this car down there to the service before the service closes. And they said we can drive it. So that's what we're going to do. Thank you. Love you. Bye. Have a good day. So my husband and I drove the car. Hold on. I'm now to the stitch before the marker. And we're going to make one. And then we're going to slip the marker. And we're going to knit one. And we're going to slip the marker, and we're going to make one. And then we're going to purl and knit to the last 3. Okay, so no problem. I drove my car. He followed behind me. We got to the Toyota, left it. My mother is here. And again, my son and daughter-in-law are gone. So, because that's what started all of this, was having to go take care of the grandkiddies. And that's the most important thing, is take care of our grandkiddies. But my mother is 90, and she has a carer for a certain part of the day, but not all day. And she said, you have to have a rent car, because you have to be able to come here if I need you, which I had to do today. That's a whole different story. But anyway, so my husband and I drove to the rent-a-car place. And I just said, I want the cheapest thing you got on the lot. And yes, of course, I understand this is holidays. Of course. I can't do anything during a normal time of the year. So it's holidays. And yes, I couldn't get like some little cheap something. I had to get a Buick SUV. And oh my God, I think I'm in love with this car. After I figured out how to sync my phone and adjust the volume of the channels and everything else. Oh my God. It's got leather seats. It's got, anyway. Yes, I know that the rental car people buy the best of the line. But anyway, so we got the rental car and we got home, and that was our yesterday. And my poor baby is still down at Toyota. Supposedly it's going to be fixed tomorrow, and it's not near as expensive as we thought it was going to be. It's still expensive, but not near what we thought it was going to be. Because my husband was talking about, we need to look up the Blue Book value, and I was like, no, my baby Prius is the last car I ever wanted to own. I don't drive that much, and it's my like hippie vehicle, and I've got all my political stickers on the back. I don't want another car. So anyway, it was a whole lot less than we thought it was going to be, and so it's going to be fixed, and hopefully fixed by tomorrow. And then I'm going to have to relinquish this lovely dream vehicle that I've been driving in for a day. Well, I'll have to drive it tomorrow to take care of the kitty boos. But, oh my gosh, my car is a 2013. I didn't know what all things they have done to vehicles since 2013. And it's amazing. Some of it scares me. But a lot of it I'm just like, oh, this is wonderful. I still don't know, since, I'm 61 and I learned how to drive when I was 13. So y'all can do the math. These backup driver things that you can watch, I'm still not comfortable without turning my head and doing that. My car does not have that. My baby does not have that. And I'm just not used to it. This car does have it. I've tried to use it today. And I'm just sorry, it's hard to teach old dogs new tricks, and I'm just feel better turning my head to look, not trusting, whatever. But man, I trust the phone system on that car. I trust the radio system on that car. I trust the automatic light system on that car. It would take me a while. I would have to have a new car that had the backup system on it to really, really, really get used to that. But anyway, that was my day yesterday. I hope y'all's day was way better. Man, the more stitches we have, the longer these videos are getting with these with all these stitches. But we are making way progress on our shawl. I did put up a cooking video tonight for Copycat Cheesecake Factory brown bread, and oh God, I wish I had never done it, because that is some of my favorite bread ever, and it tastes like the Cheesecake Factory brown bread. So I probably need to stray away from some of these things. I may not want to really know how to make them, because it's not good for a type 2 diabetic with a type 2 diabetic husband to make all these carby things. But, oh God, it's so good. It's so good. And at some point, I'm going to do a video of the Outback bread, which is very similar. It is very similar. There's a little difference. But OMG, this bread is good. So I now have my breakfast bread ready to go for this week. Oh, and I know I've been talking to y'all about the Young Thug trial. The verdict came in today, and Deamontre Kendrick / Yak Gotti was found innocent on all charges, and Shannon Stillwell let me start over. Shannon Stillwell Jackson / SB was only found guilty on possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. And the judge had to give him a 10-year sentence, but she could then do anything else she wanted to with it. So she gave him 2 years time served, which is what he's been in jail, 2 years. 2 years time served and the rest probation, so he's free as well. It was amazing that we have sat through this trial. If you sat through it from the jury selection to now, that is 2 years. And these poor guys, since they were indicted, have been in prison, in jail, because Judge Glenville would not bond them out. I'm to the last three. I'm to the last. Sorry. I got to get to the last three. And now I'm going to yarn over and knit 3. And because there were so many people that Fani Willis decided she needed to indict in this trial, 28 to be exact, and they didn't have a courtroom that you could do a trial for 28 people, they had to split it up. And lo and behold, today was a scheduling hearing for the next trial, which is going to have the same judge, Judge Whitaker, thank God. And her basic thing when she got up there to do the status hearing was like, well, we've now found out the verdict from the last trial. Y'all may all be getting deals. So anyway, I just thought that was funny. She, she's very practical. So we're on row 2, yarn 3, knit 3, yarn over, and then now we're going to purl 1 and knit 1 to marker. But yeah, that was pretty funny when she got up there and she said, well, in light of what has just happened in the last trial that has just happened in this same courtroom, things may be a whole lot different. And so the next time we're going to meet in that trial is on December the 17th. And they're going to do a whole nother plea. I don't even know what you call it, a plea hearing, where everybody, he, the people in the state have gotten together and done any pleas, it would be foolish to me for any of these people to do pleas, because their trial is going to be just like Yak Gotti's and the SB's. They're going to, there's no way. This state prosecution in Georgia couldn't convict a gnat. I mean, I'm telling you, they are so inept. So I'm sure these guys are thinking, you can tell me everything you want to, unless it's I'm going home and you're going to put nothing on my record. Well, probably not. We're going to come in here and we're going to force a trial, because we know you can't convict us, and then we won't have anything on our record. And I do feel the same way. I understand why Thug, Jeffrey Williams, Young Thug, did what he did and pled when he could, because he wanted to get out of jail. I understand that. Honestly, I probably would have done the same. But man, if he could have just lasted a couple of more weeks, he would have nothing on his record. So, I don't know. To me, this whole mess feels like a crapshoot, and you're just taking your chances. You're taking your chances if you do a plea. You're taking your chances if you go to trial. And is that what our founding fathers really wanted for us? I hope not. I don't know. And the fact, the big fact that Yak Gotti and Shannon Stillwell got off today was a very big First Amendment plus, because the main thing the state was hanging their hat on through all of this were the rap lyrics of their songs, and they were using that against them, and that is totally First Amendment. Oh my God, if somebody had used Shakespeare's language against him, he would have been on the rack and dead before he could have even written his last few plays. Songs are entertainment. Songs are artistry, just like we're doing art here with our knitting. What if somebody came, think of Madame Deforge in The Tale of Two Cities. What if somebody came and said, oh no, you can't do the knitting because, it shows that you're trying to get prisoners free from the jail, aka Madame Deforge. Or you're writing subliminal messages with your knitting stitches, aka Madame Deforge. That's not okay. It's not okay. This is art. This is art. Music lyrics are free speech. Yeah. And again, the only people they come against, like Doug Weinstein, Yak Gotti's lawyer said, are people of color. Because think of what things have been said in, country music by Johnny Cash, by a lot of them. They talk about guns. They talk about killing people. But if you're a rapper and you talk about that, well, then, you're part of a RICO conspiracy and you've actually done these crimes, which you haven't, because what you're rapping about is what your record label is telling you to rap about. And they even reword things because, to promote it so that they can make money. And that's what came out in this trial. I think the world now has a better understanding of that. I think there's something before Congress called the Rapper, I don't know, something or another, to get this where this could not happen anymore. And yes, let's just pray for that. Now, will this thing pass under the next 4 years administration? Don't know. Don't know. But evidently it's out there before Congress, and again, think about a bunch of country songs that talk about I'm in prison, I'm a killer, I did this, that, and the other. But nobody's thinking about taking those people to jail or charging them with a RICO charge. And yes, if you went into their homes, they would all have guns and ammo and probably, think about, my gosh, Willie Nelson has been pulled over on the side of the road because there was so much weed smell coming out of his tour bus. But he hasn't been charged with a RICO or anything else, and God forbid that they do. He is a Texas treasure, a national treasure. And he is also a statement as to how wonderful weed may be, because Lord knows I don't even know how old Willie Nelson is, and look at him every night going into an arena and singing Whiskey River, you saved, he's a treasure. But yeah, his tour bus is like the Cheech and Chong van. So y'all just think about that don't want to legalize weed. He's a testament. I live in this state. We don't have legalized weed. But maybe someday. I don't know. Okay, we are to marker. We're slip marker and purl and slip marker, and then knit one and purl one until the last 4 stitches. But yeah, so that's what's been going on in my life for the last couple of days. God, I hope it gets better. Knitting and talking to y'all makes it a whole lot better. It really does. And knitting to me is a form of meditation. just have to get into it, go with it. I'm telling y'all, it's a form of meditation. I mean, maybe not if you get something that's so complicated that you have to think about everything you're doing, but obviously you're looking at me and I'm not thinking about anything but talking to y'all. This is meditation. And I'm not saying don't do the harder things. I've done the harder things. I like the harder things. But when you're stressed and just need to mellow, or not even if you're stressed, if you just need to mellow, find a meditative knitting pattern. Like this. This is, to me, a meditative knitting pattern. Because once you get it going, you don't really have to think about it. And you can let your thoughts wander to other things. I mean, just think of all the different things we've gone through tonight with me just talking. My poor baby Car, the Young Thug verdict. First Amendment rights of free speech. And Willie Nelson. I mean, come on. Who else could give you this kind of content? I mean, this is some good content right here. So please like, share, subscribe. Get me to where I'm monetized. Like, share, subscribe. Yep. I'm so appreciative for those of y'all who are here, who do watch. I'm now trying to grow y'all as a community. Maybe y'all are growing me as a community. I don't know. But, yeah. We're doing such a good job doing all of this. Okay. When we get to the first of the year, which I hope we are done with this shawl at that point, I would like to do some kind of easy charity knitting, like scarves and beanies for homeless shelters. Well, probably the most thing I would like to do is lovely would-be blankets for animal shelters, because they will take them to put them in the cages with the babies. And I don't know if I want us to pick one charity thing or just that we all sit here and do charity something during the first month of the year to give back to our fellow creatures on this earth, be them human or animals. Just something to give love during the winter months. When it's cold, it's frightening, it's scary, and you could have your own little whoopee blanket. Or if you're homeless, in a shelter, a lovely, lovely handcrafted, knitted or crocheted beanie and scarf. Or if you're a mom in a shelter who has a baby and they need a baby blanket. There are so many different things we could do during the month of September, and just call it our charity month. So y'all please be thinking about that, and leave your suggestions in the comments, because all of us may not have everything in the whole world, but we're not in a homeless shelter. And so we have more than some. And if you have more than some, I feel that you should give back. So, yeah, let's think about that, okay? Okay, my family. Okay, we're to the last 4, and I've dribbled on so much that I've lost my pattern, so I'm going to have to log back into my iPad. And here we go. We're on row 2 with the last 4. And we're going to knit the 4 stitches. So we're going to knit the 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go. We have done rows 1 and 2 of our repeat of section 2. So, woo! We're making progress. We're making progress. Love y'all, and see you another day. And go check out the yummy bread recipe and make it, because oh my God, if nothing else, your house will smell wonderful, because mine does right now. Okay, love y'all. Bye.